I have with me right here on Real Talk with Dr. David Anderson, Pastor Tommy Kyllonen, also known as Urban D from Tampa Bay. Hey man, I love being at your church, at Crossover Church.
Yeah, man.
And of course, having you preach at Bridgeway Community Church was epic as well.
Yes.
How you doing, brother?
Yeah, man, I'm doing great, man. I'm even better because you're here, man. You always got the great shoes.
And you know, it's got to be the shoes, right?
Gotta be.
It's got to be the shoes. So, hey, listen, we're talking about multi-ethnic ministry. You and I are at a conference in Dallas on multi-ethnic ministry.
Yeah.
We've been at this movement for over 25 years. My church is 33 years old. Yours is old as well.
Yours is old. We just old.
Yeah, that's right. I'm real old. But what do you think it's been like multicultural ministry-wise over the last 25 years?
Yeah, for us, man, I grew up in Philly. I grew up in a multi-ethnic environment myself. My church was that way. My home was that way. So I had friends that were Korean in my house, friends that were Indian, friends that were Puerto Rican, friends that were Jamaican, friends that were African American, friends that were Irish, friends that were Italian. I mean, right. I could just name all my friends that they were like at my house, eating pizza, playing basketball, hanging out. I was in their homes eating ethnic food.
You were living a multicultural life.
Yeah, so our families many times spoke different languages in our homes, but for us, our language many times was hip hop. It was music, it was basketball, it was fashion, it was sneakers, it was culture. So when I went and planted a church, it just wouldn't make sense if it wasn't like everybody should be in the room. That's how I grew up, and that's what it should be. So for our church, that's always been in our DNA, and a lot of it happened organically, but as we grew, we have to still be intentional to keep it that way, because it can start to skew sometimes in one direction or another. We were in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood. It started to skew to become more Hispanic, and most of our staff at one point and leaders were Hispanic or Hispanic looking. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. We got to be intentional to make sure we have some African Americans and some white people and some Haitians and some, all these different to reflect the greater city.
What do you say to those that say you don't really have to be intentional, you just got to let the Holy Spirit lead?
I think you need both. I don't think it's one or the other. I think the Holy Spirit is in the mix as you're also intentional as well. And I think for us, we're multi-ethnic, multi-generational, multi-class. And you know what the hardest one is out of those for us actually? Is the multi-class piece.
Yeah.
Because you can have two people that are of the same ethnic background. Let's say there's two African Americans, they're 40 years old. I got one guy there that leads a company that makes $5 million a year. He's got 25 people on staff. He's got a master's degree. I got a guy sitting right next to him, and they're dressed the same. On Sunday they're casual. They got their Jordans on. They got a hoodie on and some jeans. But this guy, he's still at a service job, and he's got 3 babies' mamas, and he didn't do anything after high school educationally, and so they're in two different worlds. So discipleship has to look different in a multi-ethnic
So not just the same color, but also different classes, and therefore you have to hit people where they are. Last question, as you go into the future, as we talk about the multi-ethnic church over the next 25 years, is there anything in particular that we might need some insight about?
Yeah, I think right now, as I look at the landscape of what's happening, man, our country's so divided. And more than ever. And I think one of the biggest things that's also doing that is algorithms. Algorithms are dividing people because they get stuck in their own echo chamber and they keep hearing the same stuff, and somebody else is hearing something totally different. And so they're on these the polar extremes.
Those feeds are coming from different sides,
and so I'm trying to always pull people to a healthy middle. And I think that we're going to have to be very intentional to do that, no matter what their ethnic background or color is, to pull people to a healthy middle, because people are getting divided over politics and policy and all kinds of crazy stuff. So we got to pull them to a healthy middle. The gospel's in the center.
And there's that word intentional again, pulling people to the healthy middle. Thanks for the work that you've been doing, man. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, bro. Love you, man.
Appreciate you. Love you back.